My name is David Lee. I live in Fort Worth, Texas. I live on Eagle Mountain Lake. We live out here in an unincorporated area of Fort Worth. There's a lot of things that I don't rely on as far as the city. I have a family of 4 lives here, myself, my wife, and 2 daughters. I enjoy being out in the country. I live on about an acre property, run a lot of electricity. I have a pool. I have an electric vehicle. I have a lot of things that consume energy. I rely on renewable energy because it's a way for me to be as independent as possible from the grid. Texas can be very finicky. I mean, we have had at least one major outage every year.
Arctic temperatures and rolling blackouts hammering Texas.
And the concern right now are these rolling outages, these periodic blackouts that have been going into effect since early this morning. That leaves up to 2 million Texans without guaranteed warmth.
We had our last grid event several years ago, and we had one this year. So I didn't have any water during that whole 10-day period when my energy was out. Probably one of the worst experiences I've had here in Texas. I promised myself I wouldn't put my family through that again. So I ended up getting Franklin Home Power, did some research on that, found that they had a great product offering, great specs. I decided to go with Franklin Home Power for my home, and so far I've been absolutely impressed with it. I chose Franklin WH for a variety of different reasons. I had energy bills before solar that were somewhere in the $600 range during the summertime. After solar, I average about $31 a month. All my energy is produced by me. I actually send a lot of energy to the grid, and I get it back when I need it. And now with batteries, I get it back immediately in my own storage. One of the main reasons I really like Franklin Home Power is the ability to use different settings. I use my batteries currently in self-consumption mode. Self-consumption mode is my ability to draw from that battery after hours when I'm not using solar to power my home. So I'm storing it during the day. Once those batteries fill up, I'm consuming the energy from those batteries at night when I'm not producing solar. And I want to make sure I'm as self-sufficient as possible. So that's a huge bonus for me. I do have my battery set at 10% in case there's a grid event or a grid outage. I do have a little bit of energy to keep my refrigerator running, some of the absolutely essential major appliances, a water heater if I need it. I have a smart panel that controls all that stuff, so I'm able to control everything in my house and direct where I want the energy flow to go. I do have a lot of stress relief when it comes to being independent. I have the ability to be off-grid. I have the ability, if the grid actually fails out here, to have an independent power source in my garage. And having that ability to really be independent and to help out not only myself but my neighbors when needed is really important to me. We live in a pretty small community here. There's about 100 homes in this neighborhood. Everybody's really close, tight-knit. Some of my best friends are in this neighborhood. Having that power, inviting neighbors over that don't have power is a big responsibility for me, and I take that pretty seriously as far as making sure that I can help out as many people as I can. And having that ability to be independent of the grid and having that power when there's a grid outage, and also in addition to be able to use it on a daily basis, is why I chose Franklin WH as far as powering my home.